Right, welcome back to the Vengacast. Today I'm here again with James.
Hello.
Me and James are just going to do a shorter sort of podcast today. The NHL playoffs start tomorrow night, obviously Wednesday, and we're just going to sort of go through the bracket, see who we have advancing in each round in the East and the West, and then what we have for the Stanley Cup final as well. You happy with that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, so this will just be a shorter one. We're literally just going to say pretty much who we think will win each round, how many games, and then, I don't know, just sort of a brief summary why.
Yeah, sounds good.
Should we start in the West?
Yeah, let's do it.
Right, I'll let you go first and I'll follow your lead. Calgary Flames at the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah, well, I've gone for the Flames to win this one.
Yeah.
I know that they're one of the high-scoring offenses in the league during this season.
Yeah.
And I have them winning in 6 games. Don't know too much about the teams, but I think based on the season, I think the Flames are definitely the better team, and I think they'll win this one.
Yeah. How many games?
I'm going to say 6.
Right. Yeah, I think I've went bang on the same as you. I've went the Flames winning 6 games. I know Nathan McKinnon for the Avalanche and then also Johnny Gaudreau for the Flames. They're both on 99 goals, so it'll be interesting to see out of them too who gets the 100th goal for this season in the first game, probably. But yeah, I just think Calgary have too much quality for the Avalanche to handle over 7 games. But I do think the Colorado are good enough to sort of push them to 6 games. Although I can't see them going through ultimately. Next, San Jose Sharks against the Vegas Golden Knights.
I'm going to go for the Golden Knights.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say they're going to win in 7 games.
Yeah.
Obviously, they had their run last year to the final, like the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah.
So, who knows? But I don't know too much about these teams, but I just feel like Vegas might be able to do it. Yeah.
I really like Vegas. I think obviously Vegas has one of the best goaltenders in the league with Vegas has one of the best goaltenders in the league with Marc-Andre Fleury, and he's got 8 shutouts this year. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to disagree with you on this one. I've got the Sharks going through in 5 games. But I mean, you had this one pretty close anyway, sort of at 7 games.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think this was a close fixture, but I don't know.
I say whoever wins, I'm going to say in 7 games. So
yeah,
I think I'll go to Game 7.
Yeah. I've went the Sharks. Prediction. I've went the Sharks in 5. I do think this will be a close game.
Okay.
I just think Vegas, they've done really well to get to the playoffs again. Obviously, they've only existed for 2 years now, and they've made playoffs both times. But the Sharks this year have just been really impressive. They've scored quite a lot, and I think they'll just keep it going. I just like that whole team. Next, Nashville against Dallas. So the Predators are the Stars.
I'm going to go Predators. I'm going to say they're going to win in 6 games.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like most teams, I don't know much about these 2 teams. I feel like... was Dallas a wild card?
Yeah, Dallas are a wild card.
Yeah. Like Nashville, they had the better season. I see them carrying this on into this meeting, but I think it could be close.
Yeah. I've went the same. I've went Nashville going through, but this is my first sweep that I've predicted. I think Nashville just take this in 4 games. I think this is probably one of the most, in my personal opinion, probably the most uneven out of all the games that we've seen.
Yeah.
Probably every game in the playoffs, this is the most even in my opinion, most uneven in my opinion. I just think that Dallas team's really good. Obviously, they've got Forsberg attacking. They've got PK Subban in defence. Just a really good team all over. So yeah, I've got them going through in 4 games. Next, my team, the Winnipeg Jets, against the St. Louis Blues.
I'm gonna back you and go for the Jets in 6 games.
Love that.
I'll let you talk a bit about the Jets because I don't really know much about them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with the players too much, but
Yeah.
I'll let, as I said, it's your team, so I'll let you talk about them.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Jets have been really good this year. We got the second seed out like in the Central Division, which is pretty good going considering it's probably one of the toughest divisions in the league. I'd think you could argue the toughest. Obviously going against the likes of Nashville, Winnipeg, St. Louis, and a few good teams missed out as well just towards the end. But yeah, I really fancy our chances. That I think a lot of people sort of have this is maybe, I don't want to say an upset because it's the second and the third seed, but a lot of people have St. Louis topping this because in most people's minds, St. Louis has probably been the best team this year, like in 2019. But I think we're good enough. We made the conference final last year. I think we can do it. We can definitely beat St. Louis if we're playing at our best. I think hopefully Braden Point really steps up, Patrick Liner, a few of them step up, have really good games, and they just carry through. And I've got us winning in 6 games because I do think it will be quite close still.
Yeah. That's just you winning in 6. So.
Yeah. Going across to the Eastern, we've got Tampa Bay, who have been the best team in the league this year. It's sort of like a record-breaking year, how good they've been against your team, the Columbus Blue Jackets. How do you fancy yourselves against the best team in the league?
I mean, obviously, most say that they're going to win in 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I'm obviously going to back my team.
I mean, this would be one hell of a sort of upset if you went through here.
Sergei Provosky. Can't say his name. I think so much rides on him. He's if he can do well, I know he's had a bad postseason record.
Yeah.
But if he can play well, then that's like our main chance. I'm going to have us winning in 7. But I mean, that's just me being really optimistic.
Yeah, I mean, I think people would sort of love it if Columbus could do something here. But like you were saying, most people have them going out in 4 or 5, and I hate to say this, I've got Tampa Bay sweeping you in 4 games. I just think similar to the Nashville situation, I just think the quality gap is just too much. You're literally that Tampa Bay team it's pretty much a team of all-stars. I mean, look at this has pretty much been the season of Nikita Kucherov. Like, he's been absolutely ridiculous this year. 128 points. Like, that's crazy. And I don't know. I just don't think Columbus matched them anywhere on the ice. So I've just got this pretty standard sweep, unfortunately, James.
I'm not coming back on the podcast. Can't believe it.
Nah, but
I might just leave now. And
next we've got Boston and Toronto. Bit of a derby game, this one. 2 teams who really don't like each other. The Bruins and the Leafs.
Yep.
2 of the original 6 right there.
Yeah, I'm going to go for Boston.
Right.
In 7 games.
Yep.
I think this game will go to Game 7.
Yeah.
As you said, whereas again, I don't know too much about these teams' seasons, but I do see them as both being quite very close between them. So as I said, I think it'll go to Game 7, and I think the Bruins will edge it.
Yeah. I also have this going to 7 games, but I have Toronto going through instead. I mean, I've watched both of these quite a few times this year, and I just think, in general, in my personal opinion, Toronto just has that slight edge in terms of talent. I mean, Boston, fair enough, have players like Brad Marchand and top players, but Toronto, in my opinion, just have the better players all over. Austin Matthews is quality. You've got Nylander, Mitch Marner, even their second lines are just better in my opinion. So as much as I do think this will be really close and this could definitely go either way, I just think Toronto just go through. Washington and Carolina.
I have the Capitals winning in 4 games. So my first sweep, I think that one of the defending champions. I'm pretty sure they had another pretty good season.
Yeah. Ovechkin had finished top scorer again, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did with 51.
Yeah, he did, yeah. So and Carolina, aren't they another? They're a
Yeah,
wild card team, aren't they?
Carolina's wild card. Yeah.
I think. In four.
So, what were you saying there? Just slightly cut out.
Oh, so I was just saying how the Capitals are kind of the defending champions. I think they've had a good season, and although obviously the Carolina, they're a wild card, I believe. So I see Washington winning this one in 4, quite easily.
Yeah.
Well, not easily, but in 4.
Yeah. I agree with you. I've got Washington going through in one more game. I think Carolina can get one of them, like one game on them, with the sort of, because obviously you've got to be a good team to get to the playoffs. It's pretty self-explanatory. And I know, although Carolina might not have the quality, but I know Carolina, especially the sort of fan base, has just been so sort of rejuvenated by this like playoff season. And I know there's been a lot of, I don't want to say controversy, but the sort of players have been doing a few celebrations that some people in the league haven't been happy with and that, and they're just sort of embracing it and going like, we're just enjoying ourselves. So I think if anything could carry them through, it's the sort of morale and momentum that they've got at the minute. But like you were saying, Washington are an incredible team, and this should be a pretty standard, easy job for them at the end of the day. So Washington go through in 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last first round game in the East, the Islanders against Pittsburgh.
I've gone for the Penguins.
Yep.
I've got them winning in 6 games. I know a lot of people didn't expect the Islanders to like make the playoffs, but
no, I was really surprised, especially getting second seed in the Met.
Yeah, so they've done very well together.
They had the first seed for most of the year as well.
Yeah, and because they've got, is it Barry Trotz as well?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, he is. He's really good.
I mean, they've done very well to get here, but I think Penguins will be good. But I think I can see them winning a couple. So I'll have Game 6 to the Penguins.
Yeah, I mean, I've also went with Pittsburgh in 6. I think this and Boston versus Toronto is probably the 2 closest games on out of all the games in the first round. And yeah, I've went the same as you though at the end of the day. Pittsburgh in 6 games, just going through where the Islanders definitely sort of tailed off at the end of it. Like I said, they were first seed for most of the year, and then the Capitals sort of just came in and sort of solidified it. But Pittsburgh are always just such a consistent team, especially in the postseason. Some of the players that they have there, like, Crosby, they're all just like top quality players. And I just think the Islanders are going to be a good team for a while. And they've definitely got a bright future. Like a very good, young, exciting team. But I think Pittsburgh in this series just edges it and goes through in 6. Right. Should we move second round in the West? I think we both had. Oh no! So you have Calgary, Vegas.
Yeah, I do. I've got Calgary going through.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to 6.
Right.
I still think the Flames are the better team out of the 2, right? Like this season.
Yeah, the best team in the West, the Flames.
Yeah, so I think they'll be too strong.
Yeah.
But I mean, it could be close.
Yeah.
But I do have them winning in 6.
Yeah, I've got San Jose going through. Obviously, I've got Calgary versus San Jose. I think San Jose made the Stanley Cup final a few years ago, and I think this is probably their best year since then to like have a chance of getting back there. I just really like the way that they're playing, especially towards the end of the season. They were really stepping things up, and I'd like to see them make the conference final. So I'm going to sort of go with my heart here a bit, but I do think they have a good chance here. And I've got San Jose going through, and I'll say in 6. In 6 games they go through.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side, we both had Nashville, Winnipeg.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Sorry to go against you in this one, but I'm going to say Nashville in 5 games.
That's fine. Yeah.
I think they will just edge out in quality. But I think the Jets will win 1. But I just see Nashville winning. I just see Nashville like edging it in quality, but what do you think with more about the Jets?
Yeah. Obviously I'm going to be biased here, but I've got us winning in 7. I think this will be one hell of a series, a rematch of last year, obviously, and I think this is going to be really close. I do worry about that Nashville team if this scenario was to happen, because that's an incredible Nashville team that they've got down there at the minute, and I don't know, we really would have to play at our best every game to get anything out of this. But I do think it's playoffs. If you want to go through, then you'll show up. So I trust that we'll be at our best, and I think in terms of quality, I think we can definitely edge them, just like we did last year, and make it to the conference final. But I do think it'll be ridiculously close and a ridiculously good series, and it'll go the full 7 games. Moving back into the East, very good game. Tampa Bay Lightning at Toronto.
Yeah, well, if that was to happen, I'd say the Lightning. But
you have Columbus. Yeah.
I did.
All right, for you, Columbus versus
Columbus
versus Boston for you, actually, isn't it? All right, you talk about that then, Columbus and Boston.
I'm going to go. I think Boston will probably win that one.
So
I say if the Tampa Bay Lightning get through, which is very likely, I think they'll make it the whole way. But I mean, we're going to do an upset on them. But I mean, if it is Blue Jackets against Boston, I'm going to go Boston in 6 games. I think we'll be able to win a couple, but I don't think if we win against the Lightning, that'll be a massive shock. I don't think we'll do it again against another good team.
So for me, obviously,
teams?
I've got the opposite of you. I've got Tampa Bay against Toronto, which would be like a really good game. The best team in the East in the whole of the NHL versus probably one of the most well-known teams, if not the most well-known team in the NHL.
Yeah.
It's probably who I knew first before I got into it. And I don't know, Tampa's been really good, and if they just play without pressure, then I think any game in the whole playoffs could just be an easy walk for them. But I think the pressure will be on this game, and Toronto will give them a really good run if it does happen. But I'd say Tampa and 6. They'll just go through, ultimately. Like I was saying, it's pretty much a team of all-stars, and as good as Toronto are, Tampa are just better at the end of the day on paper. So if I'm going off paper, then Tampa and 6. Next, did we both have Washington, Pittsburgh? Yeah.
I think so. I've got the Capitals winning this one, and I'm going to say 5 games.
I've got exactly the same. Why do you think that?
I just think they edge on the quality. I think Capitals obviously defending champions. I think had the better season, I believe. I want to say, and I think they'll edge this game in quality. And I think it will be close. I think that the fact that they're winning 5 games won't show the whole story, but I think they'll win in terms of the series quite comfortably.
Yeah,
I think every game will be quite tight.
Yeah, I am also, like I said, I've got the same as you, Washington, and pretty much exactly the reasons you said. They're just so good, especially towards the end of the season. They just really showed how good they are. You could argue towards the end of the season they were looking like the best team in the NHL, the way that they were playing. And I just think that they're too good to sort of lose their series as good as Pittsburgh are, and they move on to the conference final.
Yeah.
Right. Back across to the West again, then for the conference finals, you have Nashville versus Calgary.
Yeah, I'm going to go for...
that will be one hell of a series, by the
Calgary
way.
Flames.
Both the first seeds.
I'm going to go for Flames in 6 games. I think Flames just edge this one a little bit. Reasons why I don't really know, but I mean, I think they can score so many goals and stuff. That's one thing I do know about them, and I think they'll edge it. I think it'll be a very tight series and a very good one to watch. But I can see them winning in Game 6. I'm going to go.
Right. So I have San Jose and Winnipeg, and once again, probably me being biased, but in this game I would have Winnipeg making the Stanley Cup, going one better than last year.
Ooh,
Yeah, I know I'm biased, but
controversial.
could happen. There's a good chance. We could do it.
Anything can happen.
I just simply rate us better than San Jose. San Jose is a ridiculously good team. They've been in this scenario many times before, but we're just getting better every year, and hopefully we just keep getting better. Obviously, we made the stage last year. If we want to show true progress, then why not go one more? Winnipeg in
why not?
Winnipeg in 5.
Ooh,
Controversial.
Ooh, controversial.
I think we're gonna have a really tough run.
Wow.
We're gonna have a really tough run, but sometimes if luck goes your way, anything can happen. So Winnipeg made the Stanley Cup final.
Yeah, fair enough.
And you have Calgary in the Stanley Cup final in the West.
I do, yes.
In the Eastern finals, I have Tampa Bay, Washington. You have Boston, Washington.
Boston, yeah. I'm going to go for the Capitals.
Mm-hmm. They make it back.
Say this will go. Yeah, I think they're making it back. And they obviously did it last year, as I've said quite a few times. I think they've got a very good team, and they've had a good season as well. I think against Boston they'll edge it. If the upset doesn't happen with the Blue Jackets beating Lightning, I think if Lightning win this game, I'd probably say Lightning, because I think Lightning obviously quite clearly were the best team.
Yeah.
This year, but I mean, if it's the game that I predicted, I'll go Capitals. Did I say how many games before?
No.
I'm going to 6 games. But still a very interesting and tight contest.
Yeah. So how many games was that? Right, yeah.
6.
I think that could definitely happen. Boston could give them a good go if they got there. But I've got, obviously, Tampa Bay and Washington. Exact rematch of what happened last year. And I think, similar to the Winnipeg situation, obviously Winnipeg lost out in their conference final, and I've got them making it. I think the exact same happens in the Eastern Conference, and Tampa Bay beat Washington. I think it's just this is just revenge for Tampa Bay. I think they're the best. They've got the best team that they've ever had in history. And I think they just, it's pretty self-explanatory, but obviously Washington done them last year at this stage, and I think they just go, right, we're not letting that happen 2 years in a row, and they go and beat them in 5.
Yeah.
I just think they should want it more than Washington, just purely for revenge sake, and it would be such a missed opportunity with the squad they have if they didn't make the Stanley Cup this year. So Tampa Bay in 5. Right then, the big one, the Stanley Cup final. Who wins it all?
Ooh.
You have Calgary, Washington.
So I've got the Flames against the Capitals, yeah. I am going to go for, drum roll, the Flames.
I would actually like to see that. That would be good.
I know that'll end a big drought for
Canadian teams.
Canada, yeah. So I think it's going to happen. Viva la Canada.
Viva la Canada. You think 2019 Seattle?
Yeah, I think so. I see them. I think Lightning are the biggest, obviously, threat to that. I think I see the Flames winning against the Capitals in 6 games. I feel like I've said 6 games in literally
No, I mean, that's pretty standard, sort of.
It's one of the most, yeah.
To be fair, in the playoffs, every team's good, so they're all pretty similar at the end of the day, aren't they?
Yeah, I think it'll be a very tight contest, but I think Flames will just edge it.
So you have your Stanley Cup champions 2019 as the Calgary Flames.
The Flames. If you're a Flames fan, just follow me on Twitter. Thanks.
Plug yourself, go on. What's your
James_DB12. Like, comment, and share, retweet.
My final is my final is Winnipeg, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, incredible team. Winnipeg, this would sort of be they'd have to go on one hell of a road to get here. On the road I've given them, obviously at St. Louis, Nashville, and then San Jose. But I think this is where the dream ends for Winnipeg fans, and I think Tampa Bay with the squad that they have, they pretty much. I don't think it's fair to say they need to win it, but with that squad, they're clear favourites to win it, and I think I just can't see them not winning it with that team, to be honest. There's just so much quality everywhere. It's just an absolutely ridiculous team. Hedman, Kucherov, Stamkos, just so many good players. And I think Tampa would win this. I think if Winnipeg went on the route I've given them, they'd give them sort of a go, a hard battle. And just like your magic number, I'll say they do this in 6 games. Tampa Bay winning 6 games and are your 2019 Stanley Cup champions.
Interesting.
Yeah, it'll be good. We'll both be watching, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
I think you've gone with you've probably gone with the
safe option.
What most people will think, yeah.
Well, I mean, I literally have went with the number 1 team in the NHL, but sometimes, unfortunately, as much as that's... Obviously, no one really wants to say that, except Tampa Bay fans. But I think there's always a chance that it probably will happen with that absolutely ridiculous team.
Yeah, I agree. I'm actually looking forward to it. I think this will be the first time I've properly watched like other games other than the Blue Jackets, and I'm looking forward to it because it does look like it's in for a good
it'll be good. Well, thanks for coming on, James, and quickly discussing your sort of predictions for the bracket.
Thank you very much. Although I didn't know too much, thank you for having me.
I feel like we should sort of state that like we're not massive hockey fans yet, so if we have made like a few mistakes or not really like looked too much in depth at anything, that's sort of why. But we do sort of watch that. Well, I watch that odd game here and there.
Yeah, I watch a few Blue Jackets games.
I know.
But I'm really trying to get into it a bit more. Yeah.
Oh well, thanks everyone for listening, and we'll see you later.
Up the Blue Jackets.
Go Jets, go.
And the Flames.
Yeah, right. In a bit.
See you.